welcome back again. I'm doing another pour today with my new pouring medium. Just trying it out. Just noticed some bubbles on the top of my cups here, so I'm just popping those. Just made up these paints and they're a little bit bubbly, so I've just popped those bubbles. So today I am using equal parts Floetrol to PVA glue. So the glue that I'm using is a little bit different to the one that I have been using in the prior months. It's a little bit thinner. I think it's more like the American Elmer's glue all. So it's really quite thin. So I haven't done my usual 3 parts Floetrol to 1 part glue. So it's just 1 part glue, 1 part Floetrol. And I've also changed the ratio of my paints. Normally I would do 3 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint, but I'm just trying to thicken the mix up a little bit, so I've gone 2 parts pouring medium to 1 part paint. And this new pouring medium, it seems to make the paints really bright and vibrant, but it tends to be a little bit too thin, so that's why I've thickened it up with making it 2 to 1 instead. So I'm just going to put some silicone oil in. So these cups have got 80 grams of pouring medium to 40 grams of paint, so it's 120 grams. And I'm going to put 4 drops of oil into each cup. This one's a bit fuller, this one's leftover paint from the other day, so I'm just going to put 5 in that one. I'm going to put some in the black, but not in the white. Don't know why, just feel like it. I don't want to put too much silicone in, because my pouring medium does create quite a lot of cells anyway, so I don't want to overdo it. And I'm only going to go just once round with my stick with the treadmill silicone. It's very thin, so I don't like to over mix it. Okay, so I'm going to just do 2 flip cups, and I'm just going to put them in the middle and flip them over rather than doing 3 drags that I normally do. And I'm going to layer the colours in twice, and I've gone blue, green, black, blue, green. So light, dark as well. Just for some cell variation. So this seems to be a nice thickness. It's sitting on top really nicely. It's not falling through, which is what I want. I don't want it to fall through. If it falls through, then I know it's too thin and my colours blend too much and it's a little bit too muddy and my cells are too wobbly. They don't stay in their nice round shape. If the mix is too thin, they just stretch out of shape. There's nothing there holding them in place. So I do prefer a thicker mix when I'm going for cells. If you're doing something like a swipe, then your mix is usually a little bit on the thinner side. Finish off my white. I do like my layers to be quite thick. I don't layer and layer and layer like some people do, 3 or 4 times of each colour. I tend to just do 2 of each colour because I like having the blocks of colour. I don't want it to all blend too much. I like to be able to see the green and see the blue. And if you put small layers of each colour, I find that you can't see them as much. Okay, nice bright green. So I've got 2 nice light colours, my aqua and my light green. And then I've got a couple of the darker colours, the dark blue and the dark green, for contrast. A light blue and a dark blue, light green and a dark green. That's what I tend to do. I have light and dark colours, just so that you've got those lovely multicoloured cells in different colours. Which I probably could have done 3 layers because I'm only doing 2 cups My layers are just bigger. Probably won't use all that pale aqua. I've got plenty. Finish it off with this dark green. It's called Sea Green. It does look like a dark ocean, a deep dark ocean. So that's well named. Okay, so I'll just flip these over. Just going to put them in the middle. And colours today. So we have the usual white, and then this lovely bright green is called Green Light. I've just crossed that out because I've reused this bottle, but that's the colour of it, Green Light. And black, and my lovely Deep Space Navy that I make. That's it there. And this one is my pale aqua that I make. It's just turquoise and white. Lovely colour, I like that against the navy. And then this one is Deep Sea, and I make that one as well because I can't buy it anymore. Okay, now how am I going to tip these? Normally I'd put 3 cups and I'd drag them down, but I just want to see what happens if I don't drag and I just sort of flip. I just don't want it to go off the card. I guess that's not too bad. I'll just put my leftovers here on the corner. So it's relatively thick, the mix. It's what I like to use. You can see it's sitting there. It's not moving terribly much. Okay, torching time. Well, I am getting that block of white there that I don't like. I'll have to tilt that off. Let's give it a quick torch. Because the mix is thicker, I can torch a little bit more to bring the silicone up to the surface. Not too much, I don't want too many cells. I'd like to keep some of the aqua, some of the dark green, some of the black, some of that dark green again. I'd like to keep those colours. Okay, let's see how we go. Got some oddly shaped cells there. They look like 4-leaf clovers. I don't know if that's because I've torched or if that's just the glue that's doing that. Actually, I think I'll get this corner off first because I don't like that. Just going to put a stick there to catch some of that paint so I don't lose it all. Don't mind if it goes off the bottom there, but I just didn't want it to go off the side. I think that's all that yucky bottom there that I got off, so to speak. Now I can drop that side down, take the stick away. Okay, that's looking better. I just didn't like that bottom bit. So as you can see, this pouring medium, the colours really pop. They're very vibrant. which is lovely to see. Some of my older ones, they're just a little bit muted, I thought the colours were. All right, let's get down to the other side. I'll do this corner first because that's the biggest blank area. Try not to stretch all this out too much. Where's my stick? There's my little stick. I'm just going to pop it there to catch the paint because I don't want to lose it all. Don't mind if that extra poured bit goes over, but I don't want to lose too much of my cells. There we go, it's gone. Come back. The cells are so pretty. Okay, now I just need to get over to that corner there and get rid of that. Probably shouldn't pour on my corners because I never like it. I always have to get rid of it. Should just leave them empty. And I could fill them in with a plain colour maybe. Just fill them in with black. I had a bit of aqua left over. I could have filled it in with the aqua rather than having to take my paint over there now to cover that. Very busy, lots of cells. Probably didn't need to put so much silicone oil in. Some pouring mediums just make cells. Probably got away with half the amount of oil that I used. I put 4 drops in each colour. We could have got away with 2 by the looks of it. Just centering the paint again just to get my cells a nice shape, how I want them. I'll just leave it there. Okay, so very vibrant colours. Just run my finger under there as I always do, just to get the paint off the card. This is a 30 by 40 centimetre card, which is a 12 by 16 inch. Now, shall I torch? So, background. Haven't got very bright background, I guess. It's kind of muted. If you look at the actual background colour, it's a bit of dark there. Background is not really a bright colour, but the cells coming through are a bright colour. Just going to pop some bubbles. I don't want any pit holes from my PVA glue when it dries, so just go over that real quick. I've got a few more cells popping up. I'll get some smaller ones and some bigger ones. Kind of looks like a lily pond, doesn't it? So, pretty. My cells aren't as nicely shaped as I would have liked. I'm again getting these caterpillars. So I think it is from the new glue. As I said, I really like the vibrancy of these colours, but that new glue, it's just not holding the cells as well as I would have liked. Not as good as my old mix, so no doubt have to go back to it, but I wanted to give this a go because the colours are so gorgeous. All right, I'll take you in for a close-up. Maybe you like the busyness of it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me that doesn't like so much busyness. Let me know what you think. If you think that it's too busy, you like more background, or whether you like all these cells. Okay, there we go. What do you think? I'm in two minds about it. Bit busy, not enough background. Just too many cells. And they're not great shapes either. They're kind of wobbly. All right, that's it. I think my next one, I'll just go back to my normal pouring medium. I was having better results, so a few little experiments this week with the new one, but live and learn. Don't fix what's not broke, and I'll go back to my old one. All right, I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.